Oh, hey guys. Uh-oh, there's a tractor. It's a bit noisy. I'm just out here planting some trees and different things in my cousin's polytunnel. So yeah, I just thought I'd do a video. I forgot to add it in my last video, and I guess it's a bit proper that I didn't, because it actually means a lot to me, these 2 points, and they're the 2 points that will actually save the world, I feel. So they're really special to me, and I do want to share them with you. So 1 point is what will save the world is knowledge. And I'm not talking about garbage knowledge, I'm talking about proper knowledge. Because on your pursuit, I guess, to, I suppose, first of all, you need to know yourself. You need to go inwards and know yourself, and then with that you are given the power of knowing what your purpose is. And to try and find out who you are, you need these 2 things. You need knowledge, whether the knowledge can be anything from self-help, it can be from biblical and the Veda scriptures. All those things are going to keep stepping you up and up and up into consciousness and knowing yourself. Other things as well, like we need money, so you need to know the language of money. Depending on what your purpose is, you'll need to know knowledge about that. And also I do feel knowledge in the way, like if you want to try and save the world, how are you going to save it? So you need to know the good knowledge, like, does this people need water, do they need sanitary things and different things like that. But I don't want, a lot of people think, well, you need money and stuff like that to save the world and stuff. But in hindsight, really, like, you have there Bill Gates, he used money and he wiped out malaria, which is amazing. But at the same time now, the population has exploded in India. So population growth is going to be a massive problem, so it is. So in 2050 we're going to be double. We're 7 billion, we're going to be 14 billion. The world cannot accommodate, and it keeps just going up and up. The numbers keep going up and up, they don't go down, and the world just, it can't even sustain what it has at the minute. So this is going to be a major problem. So it's not really faced in Ireland. You think, well, there's loads of room for more houses, but you're going to have a really big problem in the countries like China and India, because they're going to say double that. And in Ireland, even, like, to double the amount of numbers in the schools, double the amount of where you live, the houses are going to be double. It is going to bring a lot of strain onto the world. And the only thing to, yeah, it's just, and money, it is practical to have money. It will move things along, but if you don't know what the real purpose of your life is and how you're going to save the world, you won't actually use the money correctly. So you do need to know yourself, get that wisdom, and you need to awaken. Awareness is the second thing that will save the world. So you have the proper knowledge and awareness to know what is the right thing to do with your money, and really, what is it? So and as well, awakening. If people really knew, like, what they were doing, what they were eating, how they were thinking, and all of this awareness, they wouldn't do half the things they were doing. They would probably as well think, oh, I need to look after the environment. They'd start planting trees. They'd also think the population growth is going too high. I'm not going to have children, or I'm only going to have 1 child or 2 at the max. After that, you just can't have any more. So if awareness did come in, these things would all be sorted out. And you'd also think of, you'd be aligned with the gods as well. So you'd be thinking of the correct things to do. Yeah, awareness can come from sitting in nature. Sometimes you get that awareness from being around children, because they're very pure. But the strongest, even, devoted to your religion, is awareness. But the strongest, it's nearly a key of an inward and finding the heaven within yourself. The kingdom of heaven is within you, and to blossom that seed, really, the strongest is meditation, I have found. Now, meditation is in all the religions. Jesus went and meditated for 40 days and 40 nights in the desert. For some strange reason, that it's not in religion religion anymore as much. Devotion is the only thing that has survived. And really we need to awaken meditation. It's universal, it's for everyone, and it's part of every religion. It's going to really save the world. I can't stress it enough. Yeah, that's the two major things. I think the fundamentals, the foundation of what should be done to grow it, because money is a symbol of love. You do need it. Um, but a lot of people force money to come into their lives. They force it. When you live by the law of nature, it comes naturally. Everything comes in a rhythm, and karma and everything. And for reaction, there's an action, or for every action, there's a reaction and stuff. That's when you're living in the law of nature. It's difficult to explain it. This is the only way I can explain it, to live by the law of nature, and to live a spiritual life, and to awaken spirituality, and be in the consolation of God, like be in his hands. The only way I can explain it is that you are human and you live in a human body, but you also have a soul. So you're trying to live two lives really in the one space. The human life is very limited, and we're living too much of a human life. The spiritual life, no one talks about it. No one talks about the soul, and it needs to be reawakened. The human life, it's limited. It's, if you keep going what way people are going, they're living too much of a human life. It's all your things that are solid around you. You can become very greedy, and it's not a great way to live your life. You're better off being in the middle plane, because when you're spiritual, you're awakened and you're living by the law of nature. Your soul also is connected to everything in the universe, and you're connected to nature. And for you not to be connected to nature is a really bad thing. It's best that you go into the middle, but you'll probably gravitate towards the spiritual more and more. Like the person at the higher end of the spiritual path is your mystics and your gurus and your monks. They're nearly not a part of this world. They give up everything, but because they're in another dimension. But if you want to be in the middle, but kind of gravitating towards it, because it's limitless. That's why it gives you more. The universe, you're connected to the universe. The universe talks to you and different things. We don't, we all love nature, but we're not aware that nature loves us. And we need to awaken that, really, really do. I can't really explain it. It's like a rich person will notice it more, because at least they had I really have a lot of admiration for them, because they went out on a quest to find happiness, and they'll feel it more, because they'll feel this is the way to happiness, having lots of money. And then they've hit the peak and they're like, is this it? You'll feel very like you're shortchanged when you're just living a human life. And it's like, even lots of people fear, or in Ireland, they'd feel it. They'd just be like, they got their house and they always wanted it, or they got their new car, and then after a while you're like, oh, is this it? It's you'll always feel there's something more, and that is the spiritual path. It's because it's limitless. It's this never-ending energy. Like a lot of people say, money is power, but there's a power in training your mind as well. Because a lot of the problems you have, just say you have problems, and if you could control your mind and not think of them, you wouldn't have the problems. So there's a lot of power in that. The other thing is freedom. Money gives you freedom, but also there's, on the spiritual path, freedom really is to come away from the mind. The mind will entangle you. So there's different, it's really, really different. The human and the spiritual path are completely different. It's the same with, you are human and you'll say, I'm not perfect. But on the spiritual path, in the eyes of spirit, you are perfect. And it's the same with time. On the human life, it's like, I don't have enough time. But in the spiritual realm, it's, the soul lives for eternity, and it will keep coming back until it has finished its quest. Um, you know, people think money, like, I'm not giving out about money, you know, you do need it. They think it's the pinnacle, but really the pinnacle is to live, to finish your quest and to get on to the next life and be allowed into the next life. So you really want to, it's through the inner journey, you become pure love, and out of that pure love you then love the whole of humanity, and you want to, it's a richness that is far wealthier than any money you'll ever have, because that pure love, it'll just be, it'll hit you hard. It'll be like, whoa, you know, you just see the world differently, like a veil has been taken off your face, and things become much clearer, and you know yourself, and you know your journey, and you know your purpose. um, you know, for yeah, you need to get there. The other thing I'd talk about, let me think, is, I hope I'm making sense. If you feel like you don't understand it, maybe you're at zero, and you'll need to go searching for it more and more. Some people will understand what I'm saying, some people won't. Um, you know, a lot of lip brain intellects can't, they need a lot of proof for everything, and the spiritual world is there. It's, you know, it really, the intellect needs the proof for everything. They'll find it tougher to reach this place. They'll even find it tougher to tame their mind, because they're thinkers, they're out forever thinking. But there's great peace when you train your mind, and great peace within. It's the wealthiest form of wealth that you can get. And then to work through humanity after that, becoming pure love and working for humanity, the love is, you know, it's very strong. The intellect, like, you see, science now is kind of coming face to face with the intellect. Everything's been proved, nearly everything's been proved. You know, with meditation, they find that it changes your genetics. They also find that it awakens the compassion here in this part of the brain. They've taken blood samples, and they find that a person that meditates, their blood is healthier. It has more, it doesn't have that crystal or something, you know, with anxiety and everything through your blood. The blood is more pure. And a scientist was, you know, who discovered this, everyone said, are you going to tell everyone to meditate? And he said, no, I'm going to find out how to make a pill out of it. And that's the world we live in. We live in a world where money is a god. And it's through the government. The government, completely everything it does, it's to do with money. It I don't know why it's like this. I don't know, and I don't want to know. But it's, everything is to do with money. The, you know, even everything on the TV, it's telling you to buy this, consume, consume, consume. It's always trying to make money, 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 and totally bypassing nature, completely bypassing it, instead of being in a win-win situation with it. I don't know why this is, and I definitely don't know, want to know. Um, it's, yeah, so it's the god, the money is the god, so it's difficult, but if everyone awakens, you know, there's strength in numbers, and if everyone awakens, you know, they can change everything. You can take your own life into your own hands. You know, you are the master of your own ship, the captain of your own soul. So it doesn't really matter what the government does. You can go out and make your own life too. The other thing I'd say is, yeah, because of all of this, relationships are struggling. A lot of people are writing to me about relationships. What I'll say about relationships is, people, I know some people wrote stuff, but it's like if someone has a temper, it's said in the Bible, be wary of people with a temper. They're very unwell. If someone gets angry every single day, I read in a psychiatrist's book, they're absolutely psychotic in the head. To get angry every single day, they're completely psychotic. So if you're around people like that, you'd want to get away pretty quick. It's the same as being around someone with an addiction, a drug addiction or alcohol addiction. You wouldn't stand for it. So I would advise, people rarely change. It takes an awful lot for them to change. But you'd never know. They might. You'd always leave the door open. Oh, you always leave the door open for them to come back into your life. But yeah, that I think some people were writing about that. But relationships, I've always said get to know someone. People get to know them. You want to touch someone's soul first. That's what you want to do. Not touch their skin or kiss them. So keep that away and get to know their soul. Put the friendship first and get to know someone's soul. It's a deeper love. It's a true love. So it is. It's and you want to touch someone's soul before you touch their body. And this also shows discipline and different things. You need discipline in your life. If you're going to get to the place where you want to go, be open, awake, and spiritually, you need discipline. You need discipline to go and meditate. You need discipline, different things. So, yeah, a spiritual partnership will touch someone's soul first before they touch their body. And I do want you to awaken up to that. It's you're going to be living a magical life when you're on that path. I still have much to learn, very much. At some stage I will go to live in India to learn more, but yeah, every step of the way I'll try and open up your views and stuff like that. But relationships, they're very vital, they're very precious to us, and I want you to have good relationships with your partner, and yeah, really take the soul and the spiritual path into consideration. Day by day, always try and open yourself to spirituality, peace within you, and awareness, and having a great partner that does that for you, But other than that, I think that's it for today. I think I've answered a few people's questions. Is there anything else? I don't know. I think. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's it. Just, yeah, like I think with the person with the temper, it's like people just think they just because they are in society and live in, people don't look at them differently because it's inwards their problems. They're not like an alcoholic and that, and you'll find a lot of CEOs, 90% of them can be psychopaths. They've proven that in science. So yeah, I wouldn't work for a person like that, and I would not co-op with a person like that. People like that will just will break your soul. They'll break your soul, and the chances of them coming back, admitting that they have issues. Some people say that you can go to a point where there's no point of return, where your soul is, gone, especially in drugs. They can go to a place where their soul is gone. The chances of them coming back normally are as common as, someone swimming the English Channel. That's the chances of them coming back, which is nearly, less than 1%. Some people, they end up actually loving their sickness. They love living in it, and they don't want to get self-help. Yeah, even depression and different things. Actually, they like being in it. It's part of them now, and then they relish in it and they love it. But so they won't awaken, and they need. You can't help them. They need professional help, and deep cleanse. Deep cleanse, primal therapy is one. Yeah, and meditation, going away for 10 days silent is another. That's like a brain transplant. Um, yeah, most people go around not wanting to change. If you can find someone that loves to grow, it's a really, really good thing to do. And it'll be hard if you're with someone and they're not wanting to grow. Yeah, it's tough. Sometimes you have to bite the bullet and leave. Um, the life you're looking for, if there's no growth, you'll never get there. And you deserve that good life, and you deserve everything that life has to offer. Life is, if you're truly connected to it, it is everything is in abundance. Money should be in abundance, joy, happiness, love, relationships, all should be in abundance. And I really do wish that for you. This is all I'll say for today. If you have any questions, do just send me a letter, or email me. I do reply to them. God bless. Take care. Bye.